Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I decided to do a little, or start, I should say, a little series of videos on my channel about Sims 2 how-tos. So I'm starting off with this video and I'm going to be teaching you how to create your own Sims 2, I guess, custom content. I'm just going to be teaching you how to create Sims 2 flooring in this video, but I'm pretty sure you can carry that on with these two as well. But yeah, I wanted to create a series of videos where I teach you how to do certain things with The Sims 2. So how to create your own flooring, how to install custom content and mods, how to install terrains and custom hoods and things like that. So yeah, in this series I'm gonna start with how to create flooring. So first things first, you're going to need the Sims 2 Homecrafter Plus program, and this is really easy to find online. I literally just Googled it. So type in Sims 2 Homecrafter Plus, download, free download, it really doesn't matter. And I clicked on the first one, so the Sims 2 Homecrafter Plus Max's free download, and you scroll down and I clicked on Windows executable. So I'm pretty sure you know how to download programs on your computer. Download it, it's an exe file, you click on it. I'm only doing Windows 10, I don't know how Mac works or anything like that, so I apologize, but yeah, exe, and then you install it onto your computer, and that's that. So it does take a little bit of time to start up, just like the TS2 body shop. If you have the Sims 2 at least Ultimate Collection, which is what I have, it already comes with body shop. And if you have worked with body shop, you would know that it takes about a minute to a minute and a half for the program to actually start up. So I pre-started it just so that we weren't sitting here waiting for it. But once you have it, you go ahead and start it up, and click on Create Flooring. Now, it's going to show all of your custom content flooring. So these are all custom content floorings that I have in here. One of the floorings I have is, let's see, where is it? Is this it? Okay, let's go to stone. Here we go. Wimborne Cobblestone. So this is one of my own floorings. I made this one earlier today and I didn't really like it. So I decided to start from scratch, which is why I decided to make this video. So I think I like it enough to keep it in game maybe, but I'll leave it in there for now. But anyway, so this shows you all of your floors, and obviously you go into wall coverings and then ground coverings, but we're just focusing on floors in this video. So this shows you all of the floors that you have in game, both custom and vanilla game, and it's self-explainable. You have wood, stone, brick, carpet, etc., etc. I'm going to be on stone because that's what I'm going to be working with. And this is create new content, edit selected content, and clone selected content. Now, when you are creating a brand new flooring from scratch, you want to create new content. You don't want to edit any of the floorings you have here. Like, let's say you have this mixed slate stone flooring and you want to give this a different pattern, like override it, for example. It won't let you edit it, but you can clone it. However, if you clone it, it's not going to let you change the actual image. And same thing with the edit selected content. So if I want to edit my Wimborne Cobblestone, for example, it won't let me change the actual image. So what you do is we go back and you want to create new content. Now, in your Documents Sims 2 folder, so right now I am in my PC Documents, EA Games, right? You go to Sims 2 Ultimate Collection. You are going to have all of these different folders, and you should have a folder titled Projects. Okay, and again, that's in Documents, EA Games, Sims 2 Ultimate Collection, Projects. So you double click on that, and then you double click on Homecrafter Plus, and then you double click on Floors. because again, we're focusing on floors. Any type of file that you have in here is what you're going to see when you click on create new content. Okay, so I have these two files, Red Cobbles 1 and 2. So this is Red Cobbles 2 and then Red Cobbles 1. And the reason I have these two is because I was experimenting with different textures and colors and saturation, things like that. Yeah, there's a lot of fidgeting. There's going to be a lot of fidgeting because you're going to want to open the game to check your custom content before you decide on whether or not you like it. So it's going to take some back and forth, but that's just how it is. Unfortunately, there's no changing that. There's no way to get around that. So right now, if I click on Homecrafter and I click on create new content, these are the only two that come up. Okay. Now, in order for your images to come up in this program, they have to be a .bmp file. Okay. They cannot be PNG, JPEG, GIF, none of that. It has to be BMP. I'm done with these, so I'm just gonna go ahead and delete that. I don't really need that. Actually, I lied. I'm gonna move these to my Sims 2 textures folder. So in my pictures, I have a Sims 2 textures where I saved a bunch of different cobblestone images. Because again, like I said, I've been doing a lot of back and forth and like just seeing what I like and don't like. So yeah, so now you're going to need a program like Photoshop or GIMP. GIMP is free, and it's easy to use. If you know how Photoshop works, you know how GIMP works. If you don't have any of those, then I mean, I guess it could work if you just save the actual texture image and use that as what it is. But I like doing a little bit of editing to make it just a tiny bit more Maxis Match, and not so alpha, I guess. Anyway, so opening up my internet again, and I want to go back to Google. In terms of your texture images and like the different images you want to use for your floor tiles or your wallpaper or whatever it is you're doing, I highly recommend registering with Creative Market, I believe it's called. CreativeMarket.com. I have a membership with CreativeMarket.com because I'm actually an artist outside of YouTube. So I do a lot of traditional painting, but also digital painting. And oftentimes I find like a lot of Procreate brushes on here, which is the program that I use for my digital art. But regardless, this is a great resource for CC makers. And every Monday, Creative Market sends out an email to its members with free goodies. So free things that you can download. So as you can see here, they have seamless glitch patterns, abstract watercolor graphics, whatever this is, trendy socks, pictures, seamless patterns. They have all this stuff, and it is quite pricey, $38, $47, $28. But I don't often buy anything from here. I literally just wait for Monday to come around and download whatever free goods it is that I feel I would eventually need or use. And the way you find that is if you scroll all the way down to the bottom. Let's say you already have a membership with them and you click on free goods down here. And they do send out an email, so you can just use the email. But if you don't have a subscription or whatever the case is, that's where you find the free goods. And it's 6 different free goods every Monday. So this week they have a new typeface. They have some doodles of fruits and vegetables, which I did download because I might make some CC paintings for like kitchens and stuff with this. They have stroke patterns, Instagram story pictures. I also downloaded this one to make some CC art. And all of this is free for you to use. So like you can go ahead and use these things and create your own things, and you're not going against any sort of like licensing issue. I would obviously double check with the creator just to make sure, but like 99% of the time, it's free for you to use. However, if you don't want to do that, you can look for images. Let's say you go to, okay, so it brought me to Yahoo Images for some reason, whatever, but I typed in seamless brick pattern into the image search. If you go to, where is it? Okay, any license, you can click on free to modify, share, and use. Commercially means if you want to sell it. I'm not selling, so I'm just gonna click on free to modify, share, and use. And you get loads of different seamless patterns, right? And we can type in seamless cobblestone pattern, and like this is a really nice one. And also DeviantArt is another place as well. But anyway, so let's say you have your images, you know, let's go into Photoshop. I have 2 different images that I want to use. Now, the issue with looking it up on Yahoo or Google Images, when you look up seamless XYZ texture or seamless XYZ pattern, sometimes it's not seamless, even though they say it is. For some reason it's not. Maybe the image was altered when they uploaded it, or maybe Yahoo Images or Google Images messed it up somehow. Whatever the case is, I always like to double check whether or not it's seamless. So what I do is I just copy this. Now, the thing is, if you don't know how to use Photoshop, I would suggest looking up a separate tutorial on that if you have Photoshop. I'm just gonna go ahead and do my own thing here because I know how it works. This is not a Photoshop tutorial, so I'm just gonna go ahead and edit this image. But basically what you do with your editing program, let's say you have GIMP, is I select the whole image, I copy it, and then I create a new file. I look at the image size. So the size of this one is 350 by 350. And in order to multiply that by, what is it, 4 or something? I don't know, I suck at math. 700 by 700, right? So create. And then I paste that image onto the new canvas and I paste it 4 times. And as you can see, it is seamless. You don't see any cracks. You don't see any weird glitching. It just goes on and on and on, right? Great. So they're both seamless. Now, I'm going to go ahead and edit these 2 images because they're great like this. I just found this off Google Images. You can go ahead and literally just use this as the texture and throw it right into Homecrafter, but I'm looking for red cobblestone in particular, so I'm gonna go ahead and edit the image. Okay, so both of my images are done. I tinted them red. Now I'm gonna go ahead and save it. So what I like to do is I save it directly into EA Games Sims 2 Ultimate Collection Projects Homecrafter Plus Floors. So like I showed you before, and I choose BMP as the type, and then I go ahead and give it a name. So red cobblestone 1, and then the same with the other one. So red cobblestone, apparently 1 didn't go in, but okay. Red cobblestone 2. Now I would leave Photoshop open if I were you. So now I'm going to go ahead and create new content. And as you can see, we have both of our red cobblestones that we edited. So I'm going to go ahead and start with red cobblestone, accept, and now it brings you to this page. So the grid is there to show you what this flooring is going to look like when you are placing it in game. And you can go ahead and just edit that however you see fit, just so you can see, okay, this is what it's going to look like. And then grid off so you can see whether or not it's seamless. And it seems seamless to me. I would like it a little more red, but that's okay. So now what you're going to do is give it a name. I'm going to call it Wimborne Cobblestone version 1. And I'll make it 2 simoleons and yeah, red description, whatever you want. Red cobblestone tiles V1 by dianalee.tumblr.com. Okay, you can go ahead and write whatever you want. I'm writing Wimborne because I am making these tiles specifically for my hood Wimborne that I'm currently creating. So now you can go ahead and if you want, you can have the tiles repeat 2 times, which would make them bigger, or 5 times, which would make them even bigger. I like to keep them as 1 by 1. The reason I like doing that is because when you're in game and you have a tile that you made, let's say 2 by 2 or 5 by 5, you are more than likely going to get some clipping, because what that does is when you click 2 by 2 and 5 by 5, you are zooming in on the actual image, which means it's not going to be a seamless pattern anymore. A seamless pattern is only what is within that image. If you go ahead and zoom in, you have to be very precise as to where to zoom in order for it to be seamless. So if I were you and let's say you want something as big as a 5 by 5, let's say you want stones this big, I would go into Google Images again or DeviantArt or wherever and find a cobblestone texture, in this case, that is a lot bigger than the one you originally had. That's what I would do. And then that way it's still seamless, and yeah. So I'm gonna just keep it at 1 by 1. And then you want to go ahead and select what type of tile it is. So this is gonna be stone. And then the type of sound it makes when the Sims walk on it. It's obviously not carpet, wood, linoleum, marble, etc. It's cement. And once that's done, you click on import to game. Are you sure you want to import this? Yes. And then we can go ahead and do our second one. And now you have to close this and start the game, otherwise the game won't start. So yes, we want to quit. Okay, so I loaded up a lot in Wimborne. It's one of the parks in my town. And here is one of the original cobblestone floors that I made. And this is the one that I thought it's okay, but it could be a lot better. So as you can see, there is some clipping here along the tiles. Therefore, it is not seamless. And the reason why that happened was because I clicked on 2 by 2. Remember when I mentioned you want to make sure it's 1 by 1. And if you want tiles or stones or whatever that's bigger, look for a different image. This is why you want to do that, to prevent that weird like glitch thing. However, if you don't mind it, if you're okay with this, like, then feel free, it's your game. Do what you want with it. I don't like that. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. So let's go ahead and go into stone flooring. So now we should see our cobblestone. So this is Wimborne Cobblestone V1, Wimborne, or V2, I should say. And this one is V1. So let us throw this one in. So you can see that if we zoom in, it's completely seamless. It just goes on and on and on. And if we turn the tile in the opposite direction, it's once again completely seamless. So that is what we're looking for. That's version 1. Now let's do version 2. And once again, it's completely seamless. And we rotate the tile and it's completely seamless, as you can see. Now I quite like these. I think they came out great. They are Maxis Match enough for me. They're not blurry. They are not super duper sharp. They're perfectly textured. So the only thing I could think of is I'd like them to be just a tiny bit darker and a little more saturated, so a little more red. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna flat out quit the game because I don't really need to save this. And then I'm gonna open Photoshop once again, and I'm going to open, okay, I'm gonna open these two images. Oh, it's open already. That one's open already. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and go into Vibrance, at least in Photoshop. And I'm upping the saturation just to make it a little more red. Okay, so I made them a little more red than they were before. And now I'm gonna open up the Sims 2 Homecrafter Plus again. So let's go back into Create Flooring. And I'm gonna go ahead and, that's not the one, that's not mine. I'm just gonna delete the ones I made because I'm gonna be using that name. So let's go ahead and create new content. And as you can see, it's more red. Now, I think this is okay. My only issue is that it looks a little too purple. So I'm gonna go ahead in Photoshop and fix that. Okay. Let's see. Now, oh, they're still kind of purple for me. But maybe it's because this looks orange. My wallpaper is orange, so it just makes it look more purple than what it is. Because in Photoshop, this looks a little more orange than it does purple. So color works that way. It's pretty wild. Anyway, so this is going to be Wimborne Cobble V1. I'm just going to write cobble because I'm lazy, okay? Red cobblestones. Red cobblestone tiles. Okay, so now we've got to close this. And we can start our game up. Okay, so we are back in game. And I'm gonna go ahead back into stone flooring. So now we have Wimborne Cobble V1. And that's our first cobblestone. And then we have Cobble V2. And that's our second cobblestone. And yeah, I like these. So now you know how to create your own TS2 flooring. It's very, very simple, very easy. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoy this sort of content, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up so that I know this is what you'd like to see. Subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will see you all in the next one.